When you look at most style advice, it really just boils down to a shopping list. It's buy this jacket or you need these boots, and that's it. But the research we're looking at today, this aesthetics philosophy, it feels less like consumption and more like engineering.
It is engineering. This source material actually calls it the architecture of intentional masculinity.
Right.
The whole premise is that style isn't about covering your body, it's about controlling your signal. And that's where the 4 Fs come in: fit, frame, fragrance, and footwear.
And the argument is, if you get those 4 right, the brands you're wearing don't really matter.
Exactly.
That's what hooked me, this idea of signal control.
Yeah.
So let's just dive in. The first F, fit. The text makes a point here that I think most people miss.
That it's psychological.
Yeah, that it's not just a set of measurements on a chart.
It's the relationship between your body and your self-perception. Before you even think about fabric, the question is, who am I and how do I want to be seen?
The archetypes. Refined, rugged, rakish.
Right. If you don't know which one you are, you can't get the fit right. You don't know what silhouette you're trying to create.
It's the difference between a costume and, clothes that actually feel like you.
Precisely. And that brings us to the core rule: fit over fashion.
Trends fade.
But proportion, that's what the source calls solid rock.
Yeah.
A jacket that fits the shoulders perfectly but drapes a little, it signals competence. If it's just tight because skinny is in, it just signals insecurity.
And it ties into the whole quiet luxury thing. It's about the fabric doing the talking, not a logo.
Which needs to be consistent. And that brings us to the second F frame.
Eyewear. I was surprised how much weight they put on this. They call it visual punctuation.
Well, think about it. It's right there in your contact zone, framing your eyes. It frames your character.
And they get really specific. Round, vintage frames read as intellectual.
And brow lines or aviators read as assertive.
But is that always true? What if I just like how they look?
You can, but you can't ignore the signal. If you work in a conservative field and show up in, say, bright red geometric frames, you're creating dissonance.
Okay, that makes sense.
And the material, acetate, titanium, it suggests permanence. Flimsy plastic suggests the opposite.
So we've curated the face. Now the third F, this one's interesting. It's not visual at all. Fragrance.
The invisible accessory, or as I prefer to think of it, emotional presence.
This feels like the most dangerous one to get wrong.
Oh, it is. Visuals are what people see, but fragrance is what they remember. It hits the brain's emotional center before logic even kicks in.
And the line between memorable and obnoxious is very thin.
Which is why the rule is subtlety is mastery. 2 to 4 sprays, maximum.
Less points only.
Neck, wrists, behind the ears. The heat diffuses it naturally. It should be discovered, not announced.
The advice to own just 2 scents seems practical. Day and night.
A fresh or woody scent for the day, something approachable, then something deeper for the evening, like an oriental or mossy scent. It's all about context.
Okay, so head, aura, now let's hit the ground. The final F, footwear.
The anchor.
Why the anchor?
Because it grounds the entire look. It's often the first detail people notice and the last they forget. Shoes signal your values, specifically your discipline.
There was a point in here about color that I thought was counterintuitive. The warning against defaulting to all black shoes.
Yeah, outside of very strict dress codes, all black can look sterile, it lacks dimension, earth tones, tan, cognac, chestnut. They develop a patina, they show life.
But even more than the color, it was the emphasis on maintenance.
That's the non-negotiable part. Polish them. Always. A $5,000 suit with scuffed shoes, the whole thing just collapses.
It says you don't follow through on the details.
That's it, exactly. And that summarizes the whole philosophy here. Dress is a form of discipline, not display. It's about aligning who you are on the inside with how you present on the outside.
It really changes how you think about getting dressed. It's not a chore, it's more like a daily calibration.
It's intentionality right down to the last detail.
So here's the thought to leave you with. If your footwear is the anchor of your reputation, what exactly are the shoes you have on right now telling the world about your discipline? Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.